All Across Perspectives is using our perspective of concepts, ideas, and latest news events that are reshaping the world that you live in to educate and inform so that the average person can prosper in this ever-changing world.
Breaking news.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purpose such as criticism, news reporting, educational, informative, and more. No copyright infringement intended. The following video falls under the fair use guidelines. The attempt to claim and falsely the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, better known as DMCA, is illegal and will be countered. Hello, this is Holocaust Perspectives Worldly Financial News Report for the week of February 23rd, 2025, and I'm your host, Everett Day. These are the exciting events that we will cover today. Change is the quintessential catalyst in these times, and we are seeing it come in like a freight train at full speed. Commodities such as gold and silver are on the rampage. With the restructuring of the entire financial system, is there a new gold rush taking place? And are there countries in the process of repatriating their reserves? And what is Gold Telegraph posting on the latest news regarding this matter? This question and many more will be answered in this week's edition of Holocaust Perspectives Worldly Financial News Report. And as always, we start off the call with some informative videos to share while others join the live call.
What are you going to tell your grandchildren? What are you going to tell your children 20, 25 years from now? What did you do, Grandpa? What did you do, Grandma, during the greatest transformation of motherfucking wealth in the history of the world? What did you do? Other than sit on your fucking hands. What did you do to take advantage of the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of the planet? What did you do? Not a fucking thing. That's what you're going to say. Not a fucking thing. Because I was too much a coward. I was too much a weenie. I was too much a fucking cunt. When I say cunt, I mean coward. I didn't do anything. And that'll be your regret.
Let's get this show on the road. The next thing I got for you this morning, guys. All right, so let's talk about Jassar, because there's a lot of things that are happening here, okay? I do apologize. I'm just going to read the headlines. I'm going to, just so we can get it. It says, unstoppable. 300,000 military troops deployed globally as the EBS, Emergency Broadcast System countdown begins, unleashing the greatest revelation in human history with 10 days of truth. Worldwide arrests. I just shared you, Cash Patel. They just went in. There was a general shredding documents, okay, at 2-something in the morning, according to what they're saying. Okay, and Jassar's monumental wealth redistribution. This Jassar, Global Economics and Security and Referendum Act. Okay, we'll just say that. It says the final chapter for centuries-long battle was here. The emergency broadcasting system is primed to drop a truth bomb so massive it will obliterate the lies enslaving humanity. It says here on February 19th, the EBS system is an imminent, inevitable. I'm not saying that it went off. We're looking at today's the 23rd. It says the final phase of deep state is collapsing. January is a tipping point, but February ignited the firestorm. Military insiders confirmed phase 0 was completed last weekend. Every DS escape route blocked, their loyalists cornered, their networks dismantled. Okay, and I'm just gonna go here. It says global military raids. I don't know the deep state. I apologize. This is the deep state strongholds fall. It says Ukraine, underground bases neutralized. This is Denver International Airport to Dulce, New Mexico. Hidden deep state strongholds were obliterated. Cloning labs, trafficking networks, human experimentation sites, all destroyed. Tunnel networks exposed beneath Los Angeles. Deep under the Vatican, horrifying deep state tunnels were uncovered, used for trafficking, dark rituals. I'm just giving you guys an understanding what they're talking about. It says Starlink, digital warfare, denominator, Elon Musk Starlink now controls digital battle. Robotics says EBS content, what the world will soon witness. Robotic and leaders like Joe Biden and Emmanuel Macron weren't human. Well, I don't know. I'm just sharing with you what they're talking about. Dismantled robotic puppets will be revealed. Secret space programs. Weather manipulation proof. High profile arrest. Rothschilds and Rockefellers keep family members detained. Their empires are dismantled. Hollywood celebs and media moguls are gone. I told you, everybody has to go to zero, guys. Everybody, I don't care who you are, how much money you got. If you're not prepared for the change, you're going to zero. It says here, the world's wealth returns. A long promised wealth redistribution is underway. Student loans, mortgages, credit cards, debts forgiven. Trillions in stolen assets are being funneled back to the people. The quantum financial system, you're going to start hearing a lot about QFS, is absorbing the global banking network, crushing the deep state control. Final countdown. It says controlled blackouts and power outages are expected. When the EBS activates, everything changes. The deep state is crumbling. Humanity is rising. The storm isn't coming. It's here. These are the things. We looked at things a lot as conspiracy theorists, but I mean, I showed you a video when was it? I can't remember the senator. Kennedy. Senator Kennedy was talking to Kash Patel in his confirmation hearing, and he says, "Hey, it seems like all your deep state or your conspiracy theories turned out to be true." So let's keep on going. I'm not done. There's a lot of stuff. All right, so let's go into a little bit.
Hey, everybody, check.
I want you guys to see this.
Check this out. This is gold. Solid gold's been used for thousands of years. Okay, I want you to see what's going on. This is they're pulling a slick one on you. The U.S. Sovereign Wealth Fund. You ever heard of that? No, because he just made it up. This is where everything is going. This is a brand new thing right here, okay? And what we got is, while various assets could be monetized, gold has captured the market's attention. They're talking about turning real-world things into digital assets. Do not be tricked by this. You got to find the right digital assets. Here it is. If you watch my show on YouTube, you're going to find out which digital assets you need to get. I'll see y'all there.
Okay, so we talked about this before. I said it already. Everything will be tokenized. It doesn't matter if it is NVIDIA. It doesn't matter if it's the company that makes toilet seat covers. Everything will have a token in some capacity tied to it, because that's the only way that they can turn around and track it and inventory and monetize it. So it just comes down. Find the most valid projects that you feel will stand the test of time, that you can invest your money in. It's not about getting the latest, greatest meme coin, because those are going to fall. Those are going to rise and fall at all times. But if you go with the most, what problem does it solve? You're early. I'm going to say it again. You're early, guys. Okay. Let's keep on going. So the next thing I got for you guys, we're going into a little bit of commodities here. All right, so it says here, the president of Congo just offered the United States ownership of his country's minerals to entice President Trump to put an end to the war backed by Rwanda. Okay, so he's saying, you come in and you take, you help us out here, you can have our resources.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. This is crazy. Congo holds more than half of the world's cobalt and coltan. They also have substantial deposits of gold, copper, tin, lithium, etc. China currently has a considerable influence in Congo's mineral sector, and before them, it was the Europeans. The United States is also one of the most mineral-rich countries in the world, with more reserves being discovered frequently. It's unclear whether President Trump would want a deal like this, but owning some of their minerals in exchange for security is at least far better than what we currently get for protecting Europe, which is nothing. It's crazy because I think I heard he was in the process of shutting down some bases in Europe and moving bringing the soldiers home. Like I said, there's a lot of influx and stuff that's going on, guys, but hey, he said America first. We've helped you, all this stuff. No, you haven't done anything. So it's now. So let's get in here. So we got here, it says, he who has the gold makes the rules. And it says the golden rule of negotiating. He who has the gold makes the rules. Trump posted that. All right, that was on the 17th of February. It says, what if? So this is Robert Kiyosaki. Okay, everybody knows him, right? This is what he says. What if Trump finds gold in Fort Knox is missing? You guys know they're talking about doing an audit on Fort Knox, right?
Right.
Yes.
Those are the videos I showed at the beginning for those who came in late. It says, I doubt gold is missing. I want to believe gold is there. But what if gold is missing? The U.S. economy would collapse. the dollar would crash, the world would be in chaos, and inflation would wipe out millions of people, families, and businesses. Just in case gold is missing, I own gold, silver, and Bitcoin. The US dollar will be toilet paper. Listen, silver will be king. And you may want to own a gun with bullets and practice.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, with so much change and turmoil in the world, it's always a good time to take a moment and ask yourself, what if? Anything is possible, because they have not audited it, guys, in over 50 years. It has not, they haven't even opened the doors, in a sense, for people to see.
Who's breaking?
I want you guys to see this. So here it is. It says stock market dump income. He says late Friday thoughts on the breaking news of Jamie Dimon selling nearly $250 million of his stock. Okay, all the big boys, they get paid in stock, so they're all cashing in their stock now. So check this out.
Who's breaking here late on a Friday that Jamie Dimon has sold nearly $250 million, 233 million, I believe, to be exact, of his JP Morgan stock is fairly historic. So I think there's a lot going on here. Let me read what I posted just a week ago. There's a lot at stake right now. Some institutions are against the wall with gold and silver. Would maybe take a stock market shock to stop its rise temporarily. The Federal Reserve is under attack politically. Trump wants rates lower. Risk of a systemic stock market hit is rising. So all this said, I do not know. I don't have anything secret, but just putting it together. Obviously, there's a lot of things out there. Auditing of the Federal Reserve, it's a private institution. Not only does the Fed control the United States' currencies, but the majority of the world. So most of the central banks, they're all part of the same network. I think there's a lot at stake here, right? There's an Epstein list that could be coming out. Don't know if there's any relation to this. There's just Kash Patel was just sworn in here this afternoon. An awful lot could be taking place. So we know that there are problems in the gold market. There's problems in the silver market all over the world. And this is essentially the backbone of the financial system. So what really is going on? So going back to the post I did last on Valentine's Day last week, just going back that when stuff like this happens, right? You often see the possibility of extreme volatility. So does an event take place that could cause just a financial distraction, potential hit? We know Warren Buffett is at all-time record cash. So what is he waiting for? What is Warren Buffett waiting for? And we've been talking about these things together on X over the last number of weeks. What are people expecting this year? Just an awful lot. Could a curveball be thrown? I think we all can look back and say there was a pretty big curveball 5 years ago about this time. It was in Trump's last year of his term. Would a curveball be thrown at President Trump in his first year of his term? I think with everything at stake, anything is possible. I think we're all just going to have to keep an eye on what is taking place, what is happening. I expect extreme volatility in a lot of markets should something happen. So let's stay tuned.
Okay, I'm just, like I said, guys, I'm just trying to give you enough information that you can draw your own perspective. That's it. Okay. All right, so let's keep on going because there's a lot of stuff and people are asking these questions. What if? But if it does happen, then these are some of the things that could possibly affect everything. So it says the United States Defense Department layoffs are expected to start soon. This is on the 18th of February. And we're still in Gold Telegraph. It says here, things are getting real. It says Elon Musk, this gold is the property of the American people. I sure hope it's still there. Okay, something's not right, guys. Entire world, it says here, dots are connecting. Suddenly, the entire world realizes a monetary reset is no longer a conspiracy. It is in motion. It's happening, guys. It's a monetary reset. You're going to see the value and the price of gold jump up overnight. I don't know which night, though. That's the whole thing. All right, so the best part of the last 48 hours. It's only a matter of time before the Fed Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell is forced to address growing public concern over whether the U.S. still owns all the gold at Fort Knox. Peak financial comedy is on the way. Okay, so these are the things that they're selling. All right, I just want you guys to see. Senator Rand Paul has officially called for an audit of the gold reserves held at Fort Knox. He just published a letter to the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. Let the games begin. It says gold market cap crosses 20 trillion today, first time in history. And this is on the 20th of February. Like I said, I got a lot. There's a lot of stuff. It says here, it's not just London. A new Swiss record of gold being shipped to the U.S. last month. Who is the buyer if it's not all going to the COMEX? Almost 200,000 ounces, it looks like. This is insane. So let's keep on going. The best kept secret in precious metals. If there's going to be a default at COMEX, it will be for silver, not gold. Why? Because there is less above ground available silver than gold. At some point soon, silver will outperform gold. When the investors and the general public finds this out and the fear of missing out kicks in. This is my education. So you got the woman in silver ahead of the woman in gold. And then here we go. This is a when does this pyramid flip? So we got the derivative market. It's over 1 quadrillion. Okay, private business and real estate, 300 trillion. Securitized debt and listed stocks, 116.4 trillion. Government bonds, 56.7 trillion. Bank money, 50 trillion. See, now what we're all looking at is when the banks come in. What about all this stuff up here? Everybody see where I'm going? The derivative market, 1 quadrillion. And we're running around playing with 3 trillion, thinking we doing something. The market ain't even open. Base money, $28.8 trillion. Gold is only 2.4 trillion, where silver is $0.017 trillion. So what happens when commodities take off? Guys, silver, the value of silver is going to skyrocket. It is insane because there's not much silver that's available, and they use it for industrial. Solar panels, electronics, your computers, your cell phones, all that stuff, because it's a high conductor of electricity. So keep that in mind. All right, so the next thing I got, it says banks are stuffing flights to New York with gold bars. Here's why. JP Morgan and HSBC are flying billions in gold from London to New York, stuffing commercial jet with bars like oversized carry-ons. The reason, a $20 per ounce price gap between the two cities. London's gold is cheaper, and the banks are cashing in by physical moving it to New York, where future prices are higher. It's a rare arbitrage play that helps them avoid losses and lock in profit. With Trump's tariffs plans adding more uncertainty, gold prices are hitting record highs, and the transatlantic gold rush isn't slowing down. Yes, Melvin.
Will, where is the bank Lloyd's of London located at?
Lloyd's of London is an insurance company.
No, I mean with the Glint card, the gold thing.
That's in Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have a Swiss bank account.
All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Lloyd's of London is a insurance company. From my understanding, gold exports from Singapore to the U.S. suddenly spike, hence highest since COVID crisis. Xi finally has competition as U.S. and China race to suck up global gold. We're getting close to some really big reveals. Something is happening, guys. Like I said, we're on the outside, but we're in the know. What happens when the average individual has no clue and then it hits? Everybody see where I'm going? You know, and you're excited. But what happens when the people who don't know and they see it and they aren't prepared and it starts to hurt them? 85% of Swiss gold exports are now headed to the United States. The U.S. is sucking the world dry of gold ahead of an audit. Something is going on, guys.
Are they trying to fill up Fort Knox before the audit?
Yeah, and like I said, there's a chance. And guys, I came across a video the other day, and I didn't put it in here just because it was it was longer than what I went, because it dealt with Australia and the fact that they are having problems with their gold. And they had lent it out to other countries. Now they're trying to get it back. But they're like, we don't know if they're going to give us real gold or not. And what we're holding, we don't know how true. You know, it's crazy. Now everybody's scrambling. This is insane. These are the things that have to take place for this restructure, guys. And once everybody gets set, boom. Like I said, right now we're valuing gold at $42 an ounce, but it's trading it on just under $3,000 an ounce. So if we have all that gold in Fort Knox and they restructure to the gold standard and they give it at the current price, let's even say 3,000. Do you know that adds over 700 and something billion dollars in assets to our balance sheet alone? Right there, if we have that gold, that's crazy.
Why isn't it added now?
Because they're only pricing it at $42 an ounce. So they have to revalue it. So it says here. So I put this in because I want you guys to see. Like I said, these are conversations that are being had.
Buckle up, because I'm about to take you on a wild ride down a gold bar Fort Knox rabbit hole. Since Doge has been auditing everything, Senator Rand Paul over the weekend sounded the alarm that the United States has more gold bars than any other country, and it's all being stored at Fort Knox. But yet, it hasn't been audited since 1974. So he calls on Elon and says, hey, you might want to take a look at this. Elon Musk replies on Twitter and basically says, what? They haven't done an audit since 1974? Yeah, we absolutely should do that. In fact, he suggests doing a live video walkthrough of Fort Knox to ensure that all the gold is there. Now, weirdly, since he made that suggestion, there are reports that US banks are flying gold from London to New York. And when I'm talking about gold, I'm talking mass amounts of gold, 8,000 bars worth millions and millions of dollars. Also, since this conversation started taking place, it is now raining all over Kentucky, and Fort Knox and the surrounding areas are under flood warning. So no audits are going to be taking place, at least in the next couple of days. What's even crazier is that conspiracies around the US gold at Fort Knox have been going around for decades. And in 1974, the same year that they stopped auditing Fort Knox, there was an article released that an anonymous source said that the Rockefellers were pressuring the Federal Reserve to sell Fort Knox's gold bars at a super cheap price to anonymous Europeans. After this was printed in the newspaper, the anonymous source was revealed to be Louise Boyer, Norman Rockefeller's secretary, and she mysteriously falls to her unaliving because she fell off of her 10-story balcony. How about that? Not only that, but the James Bond movie Goldfinger was Bond discovers Goldfinger's plan to rob Fort Knox of the gold. And who wrote the book Goldfinger that later became the James Bond movie? A guy named Ian Fleming, who worked for British naval intelligence during World War II. And back in the day, people believed that he was using real life experiences to write fiction that now became super successful. You could go a million different ways with all of this information. Was our gold previously sold to Europeans and now they're flying it back? Did it just happen to rain when an audit's supposed to be taking place? Did a counterintelligence individual try to sound the alarm back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s? I don't know, but I wanted to share all this information and I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
Like I said, guys, I'm just sharing info. There's a lot of conversation that's being had, and we need to pay attention to this stuff. So the LBMA situation right now is not a small hiccup. This is what David Jensen wrote in his latest article. The last 7 major Western refineries for the LBMA have refining capacity of 160 million ounces per year. However, the majority of their forward gold production is spoken for well beforehand. 9 million ounces down, 391 million ounces to go. Physical gold contracts standing for delivery at the LBMA. That's another 391 million ounces of physical gold that the LBMA has to figure out where they can acquire from within the next 60 days. This is insane. There's a huge gold rush that's going on, guys. Pay attention. All right. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of excited because I want to know. I want to see what is going to be the end result for all this. Okay. If we don't have it, then what happens to the dollar? What happens to our economy? Does it drop all of a sudden? Like I said, from my understanding, anything that they do in our system changes or anything, it takes 12 to 18 months for it to ripple through the system. Okay. But if they turn around and say, hey, you have no assets, you have no gold, your dollar's worthless. Now everybody just drops the dollar. Hyperinflation ensues. Everybody see where I'm going?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think let that happen. If there's no gold, you think they want the world to know they have no gold? It'll never happen.
That's why they're trying to fly all that in.
That's why they're trying to fly everything in. Like I said, it's like I said, I said it before. It was like a shell game that was taking place, a 3-card Commodities. Now they're being called on their bluff. Now they're scrambling to get stuff, okay, and get it back home, or whatever the case. It says here, there is still a weeks-long queue to withdraw gold from the Bank of England vault. If they did not know by now, countries now fully know how difficult it has become to bring their gold home. This explains why many have rushed to do so over the years. Who has bought some gold home in recent years? India, Germany, Netherlands, Turkey, Australia. The list goes on. Now we got the United States requesting their stuff back. We're flying in thousands of tons at a time. The size of the silver derivative market is staggering, and increasingly the biggest physical and gold silver buyers at the moment are these derivative market players. So grab yourself a bar, physical silver, pull up a chair, and enjoy the sun. Here we go. Hypothetically, silver's price per ounce, if all paper was converted to physical, $12,000 per ounce for silver.
Yes. I'm turning one in, turning one out.
I just want to say, me and Mr. Roddy used to have conversations back in the day.
Wow.
So it's these kinds of things, you know, you have to have, this is how life goes. You have to have conviction that you're on the right path until you get the result. Okay. If you see something and you believe in it, you have to have the conviction, even though when other people think you're crazy and other people talk about you, whatever, or talk down on your dreams, you have to have the conviction that you're on the right path until you get the result. And then you can turn around and readjust. Don't allow anybody to talk you out of the things that you see for yourself, because it's not going to happen today. But if you stay on the course you're on, the result will turn out. Doesn't mean it's going to always pan out in your favor, but you will get a result. Everybody see where I'm going? That's how life is. Too many times we allow other people to take away our dreams, our goals, our aspirations, because they don't see our vision. It ain't up for them to see you and what you're doing and believe in what you're doing. You have to have the conviction on your own. Okay, so it says gold. Now check this out. Gold revaluation now possible under the Trump administration. Okay, if the United States moves forward with revaluing its gold holdings, it will unlock a huge financial opportunity without printing money. Think about it. The U.S. Treasury holds 261 million ounces of gold, currently valued at $42 an ounce. Everybody see where I'm going? Only 11 billion on paper if revaluated to 2,800 per ounce. And right now, I think gold is trading at 29 something. Okay. Yep. Okay. Its real market value skyrockets to 730 billion. This move will instantly create 700 billion in new financial assets without printing a single dollar or increasing debt. This will expand the Treasury's asset base exactly like quantitative easing, which has historically sent crypto stocks and gold higher. Everybody see where I'm going? This will trigger a massive wealth surge for everyone invested. I don't know about you, but I'm hoping they revalue. Everybody see where I'm going? These are all the things that have to take place in order for all this stuff to open up, guys. It's not about you. We can guess on when we think it's going to happen, but it is not. We are on the outside. We're the spectators. Just like we watched the Super Bowl. We had a team we were rooting for. We that kind of thing, but we are not involved in the sense we can't control any of the outcome in that aspect. All right. So I just wanted to preface that. Do what you can with what you got while you can cushion. All righty. So this is Holocaust Perspectives Worldly Financial News Report for the week of February 23rd. This is every day. And do the best you can. Be your best and strive.